Known for its high number of motorbikes on the road and unique motorbike culture, Vietnam has become known as the Mecca of Motorbikes. Many Vietnamese people began using motorbikes after the Vietnam War as a mode of transportation. Due to Vietnam's rapid economic growth and urbanization, motorbikes have become a symbol of upward mobility and status. Before we learn more about Vietnam, make sure to subscribe so you can stay updated with the latest on Asia, the largest continent on Earth. Motorbikes have become a popular means of transportation, socializing, and leisure activities in the country due to the country's relatively underdeveloped road infrastructure and cultural factors. As a result, Vietnam has a unique motorbike culture and a high number of motorbikes on the roads, earning the title of Mecca of Motorbikes. Here are some factors that have contributed to this. The development of Vietnam into the Mecca of motorbikes can be traced back to the 1950s and 1960s, when it was under French colonialism. During the French occupation of Vietnam, motorbikes were introduced as a means of transportation for the troops and administrators. It wasn't long before Vietnamese people began to use motorbikes as well, due to their affordability and practicality. With the country's infrastructure destroyed and public transportation limited during the Vietnam War, motorbike use became even more widespread. In the years following the war, the government had trouble providing enough public transportation for the population, resulting in a rise in the number of motorbikes on the roads. As Vietnam's economy has grown in recent years, more people have been able to afford motorbikes. There is a perception that motorbikes are symbols of upward mobility and status. Vietnam's motorbike culture is influenced by a number of economic development factors, including 1. Many Vietnamese people can afford motorbikes, compared to cars, which are more expensive. Consequently, they are popular with a wide range of people, including those who cannot afford cars. 2. It is also very easy to buy a motorbike in Vietnam, with a wide range of models available at all price points. A motorbike can be purchased from a local dealer, or even from a street vendor, making it more accessible than cars. 3. Since Vietnam's streets are narrow and crowded, motorbikes make a much more practical mode of transportation than cars. For many people, motorbikes are a more convenient option because they are easier to maneuver in heavy traffic and can be parked in smaller spaces. 4. Vietnam's motorbike industry also provides employment opportunities for thousands of people, from manufacturing to sales and repair. In turn, this has contributed to the country's economic growth and development. 5. Among Vietnam's tourism attractions are its motorbike culture, which draws tourists interested in riding motorbikes through the country's scenic landscapes. By doing so, the country has been able to increase tourism and boost its economy. The affordability, accessibility, and logistical advantages of motorbikes have made them a popular mode of transportation in Vietnam, contributing to the country's economic growth. There are few public transportation options in congested cities with a growing urban population, so motorbikes are often the best way to get around. As an integral part of Vietnam's culture and lifestyle, motorbikes offer a practical mode of transportation. They symbolize independence, freedom, and individuality in Vietnam, making them an integral part of everyday life. Aside from that, motorbikes are popular for delivering goods, and they are often used for a variety of commercial purposes, such as food delivery and transportation of goods. Due to the widespread use of motorbikes, a vast network of repair shops, spare parts suppliers, and mechanics has developed, making maintenance and repairs relatively accessible and affordable. Compared to other countries in the region, Vietnam's road infrastructure is relatively underdeveloped. In congested traffic and narrow roads, motorbikes are more convenient than cars, since they are more suitable for maneuvering. Since they are small and agile, they allow riders to weave through traffic and navigate tight spaces with ease on Vietnam's narrow roads. Large vehicles like cars and buses find it difficult to move efficiently in urban areas due to the high population density. By contrast, motorbikes are smaller, allowing them to navigate through small gaps and avoid congested areas. Vietnam is a country where motorbikes play an integral part of culture, as many people use them for transportation, as well as socializing and entertainment. There is a growing popularity among young people for motorcycle clubs and gatherings. Due to their historic significance and their contribution to shaping the modern identity of Vietnam, they have become cultural symbols. Motorcycles were a crucial mode of transportation for the Viet Cong during the Vietnam War, and they were used to transport soldiers, supplies, and weapons. In the decades following the war, many ex-soldiers kept motorbikes and continued to use them for personal transportation, cementing their status as a cultural symbol. In Vietnamese culture today, motorbikes still represent independence, freedom, and individuality. In Vietnam, motorbikes have become an iconic part of the national identity due to their cultural significance. There are several reasons why Vietnam has become known as the Mecca of motorbikes. When the country was under French colonial rule, motorbikes were introduced in the early 20th century. Due to the country's economic growth, motorbikes have remained a popular mode of transportation since then. Moreover, Vietnam's narrow streets and dense urban areas make motorbikes an excellent choice for navigating its streets, further cementing their popularity. As a result, Vietnam has become a hotspot for motorbike culture and is home to a vibrant industry that caters to both locals and tourists. A visit to Vietnam would be incomplete without riding one of the country's motorbikes, which have become an integral part of its identity. Continue to keep track of the journey into the age of Asia. Subscribe to this channel so we can become a leading channel in telling the story of the largest continent on Earth.